major in?
Some. You know, there is, I think if you asked most people in working class studies, they would be a little nervous about the fact that business is the largest major in most colleges and universities. Not because we're anti-business, though. Many of us are a little suspicious of big business. But because of the sort of instrumentalist approach to education, you know, so much of higher education these days is about prepare for a job. Go to college, pick a major where you're going to get a clear job and follow that path. And because we're academics, we like the idea of education to make you a more intelligent, well-rounded person who is better able to do lifelong learning. So there's that kind of stuff. But I think we're more interested in trying to make sure that whatever major you go into, you get the opportunity to think about these issues. So we're sort of working across. Is there something more behind your question? Is there something you're thinking about?
Especially considering, well, you know, from my working class background, it looks at that for the kind of money, especially that they have to spend to go to college today, they sure enough better get something.
That's
out
right.
of it.
You better get a job.
They would be deadly serious about what were the job prospects
Exactly.
you thought you were going to have on this major.
That's right. And we are seeing a lot of people, you know, I talk regularly to students who say, you know, I really love English. Most of the courses I teach are in the English department or in the American Studies program. I really love this stuff, but I can't major in it because I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a job in it. So I'm going to finish my accounting major, even though I really hate it, but I know I'm going to be able to get a job. And you know, I point out to them the data that I think is pretty widely known at this point, which is that most people who are graduating college now will go through something like 5 to 7 different careers. Not different jobs, but entirely different careers. So, yeah, prepare yourself for a job, but understand that that's not unlikely to be your last job. So, you know, but there is a lot of pressure, and it's part of that internal tension that I think a lot of working class students feel, regardless of the type of institution, probably more so if it's a more expensive institution and you're paying more for it, to get something concrete out of it. Absolutely. Yeah, go to people who haven't asked questions first. Yes.
Or, oh,
You.
okay, sorry, point right there.
No, because she already asked a question.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Mine'll be quick.
Okay.
I was just wondering what you thought about like working class moving forward, especially because, well, obviously, like you were saying, if you grew up in Youngstown, you grow up, go to factory, that's gone. And then also, with the current economic climate, people falling out of the middle class. I mean,
Yes.
they don't exactly identify with a lot of how the working class, but how factory and whatnot,
Yeah.
whether they like it, they're kind of, so how you see that kind of changing over the course of it?
I think we are at a crucial moment in American history, not entirely unlike we were in the 1930s, which was the last time we had this big a recession and the last time we had a very visible working class movement in this country, really. I mean, the labor movement that made the prosperity for a lot of industrial workers in the 1950s really had its roots in the 1930s. I think we may be in another one of those moments. In part because, as you say, a lot of people who have been comfortably middle class are suddenly finding themselves economically vulnerable and are gaining a sense of, if not identification, then at least sympathy with where working class people have been all along. We are also facing a major change in the kinds of work that is available to working class people, so that increasingly, over the next 30 years, working class people will also be people who are living in poverty. And that combination has at least some potential for social activism, for people to say, you know, wait a minute, this is not fair. The trends that